Okay, we lit it just like a fuse, so no need to pick and choose. Welcome to 2020, where we do more than interviews. The hottest beat coming through, jumping knowledge on all of you. Get a peek at the front of you with the truth that they offer you. Yeah, hands up, we doing it for the culture. To give artists and businesses more exposure. Keeping it real and stay silent just like a boulder. It's about to go all the way down, can't get no lower. Chasing my dreams, know that they get no slower. But if I stay running, I promise they getting closer. Moreover, success my older. And if you're sleeping on me, I'm waking them up like Folgers. I told you, coming from the land with the tide roll. Well, we'll be on a whole different vibe though. We like to ride slow and keep our window tinted so you really can't see us. Like Stevie Wonder waking up with his eyes closed. Yeah, got the kind of flow that rock the boat. On my 16s of pounds of dope. And if you figure you can hang with me on the mic, then grab some rope. Matter of fact, better grab some hope. While you at it, we keep it live, it's time to tune in. Turn up the sound on what you're using. It goes so hard, I think it's bruising. The show is 2020, no need to zoom in. Yeah.
Hey, yo, what's up? It's your boy, Sir of the 2020 Podcast LLC. Please say the LLC. And this is another episode of Squad Goals. And we got some gentlemen in here. You know what I'm saying? We got your boy Black. And we got the sensei of the syndicate, Mr. Y. What's going on, Jim?
What's good?
Hey,
what's happening?
So this has been a conversation that I've been sitting on. I've been waiting, get more information, because you don't ever want to jump in on the topic too early. That's what you don't want to do. They want you to get the hot take, but you want to get the facts. You know what I'm saying? The Equifax, the Carfax, all that. You want to get the facts first before you give your opinions. You know what I'm saying? So, gentlemen, let's talk about it. Kanye, Kim, Pete, aka Skeet. Let's get into it. First off, let me say this. I will not be referring to Pete as Skeet. I'm a grown man. I pay bills. I shan't be calling another man any sort of
excrement.
Thank you. Any sort of bodily fluid that should be released from the body. I can't do it. Just out of respect. But as you can see, we got one person who is definitely pro Kanye here. Kanye, so bro, let me before we even divulge into the myriad of information that's going on with it, where do you stand with what's going on and how Kanye's handling this? What is your general overview of what you feel is happening?
Oh, it's funny because I wasn't really paying attention to it, right? Because I kind of got a general idea what Kanye doing with this, but then once I heard we was going to talk about it, I was like, well, let me go look into all the he say, she say, or see what's going on out there so I don't be totally clueless. I'm pro Kanye for sure. You know what I'm saying? We got to protect Kanye at all costs. That don't mean he don't be tripping. That don't mean he don't be doing some weird stuff like wearing a mask so it ain't about him or whatever. But my general thing about this is par for the course, and this can happen to any man.
I agree with you 100% there, but we're going to loop back to that. So, Mr. Stokes, sensei of the Blurred Syndicate, what are your thoughts, overview over this whole situation?
You know how like you're in a group chat and the group chat goes from generalized shit to stuff that like, well, that's why you got this and that's why your breath stank. And then after that, it devolves down to something that like should really be a text message between two people. And now my mama knows stuff, you know what I mean? Like a certain person's TikTok. Now my mama know I eat ass. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not necessary. So like, I just want to be out of it. Like I understand to a certain extent, hey, he's trying to make sure that he's not portrayed as completely crazy, but there are some things that he's doing that I think definitely don't make him look good. So yeah, so that's how I feel about it. Like if y'all are over with, because I think the one thing I'm worried about is the harm that's going to do to the kids. You know what I'm saying? So like it doesn't need to necessarily be all in the media.
I'm with you 1,000,000%. That was my primary concern. And the crazy thing involving the children is that seemed to be I hate to say it, it seems to be the least focused on point of what's going on right now, which is kind of crazy to me. It's more focused on, well, Kanye is doing these antics, so Kim is justified in whatever she needs to do. Instead of just saying, hey, can we get them some help so that this doesn't affect North and Saint, and I'm sorry, I don't know all of the kids' name, but anytime we have outbursts like this in public, I'm always like, oh no, shut it off. This should be a closed door conversation, because it's one thing to vent to public opinion, because we do that. We vent to each other, we talk to each other, we let it be known how we feel. We do it on social media sometimes, but sometimes I feel there's going too far. Sometimes I think Kanye can use his platform and his status to try and get shit done or get people on his side the wrong way. And then that's what alienates me from him. What about you, Black? Like, how do you feel about the way that Kanye addresses his matters that's going on at home?
Couple things. I think from his perspective, it's about the kids for him. That was one of his talking points about how he's being treated when it comes to the kids. Now, as far as getting them help and all that other stuff, I think that's out. Because we got to look at who we're dealing with. Kim K is a social media giant. So she made a living off of showing her life. So it's not above them to play it out. Matter of fact, she's probably playing it out the least. It appears from what I'm looking, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, she's in the position now that, look at Kanye. Kanye's going crazy. Yeah, but Kanye is saying things that's behind the scenes that's people not knowing that make him look crazy. You know what I'm saying? Did we forget that everybody was saying Kim K was like, she got on by a sex tape and you couldn't take her serious? Now all of a sudden she got more credibility and sense than Kanye? Like, I mean, like, come on. Like, so it's all playing out in the media, and so it's easy for us to scrutinize it and also have an opinion about it. I don't think Kanye really care about, it's obvious he don't care about most people's opinion. And then the stuff that's playing out as far as, oh boy, I didn't know till the day they was calling him that. I was like, why they call him that? Like, that's weird. From, like you said, another man. I'm not calling you that. I'm gonna call you D. We ain't calling you Delicious or whatever that was. So with that being said, oh boy, trying to play it out, you know what I'm saying, making them little comments, you know, and then Kanye like, look, when I bust this nigga ass, this the reason why. This is y'all receipts. I'll call them the affidavits, but you know, he's showing y'all. Kanye is not stupid. He's not crazy. He don't give you the whole picture. He shows you portions of it so you can kind of make the dots connect.
I do think that's fair. And yeah, given the conversation him and Pete have, I'm not going to sit here and say that Pete is the white knight in this situation, because I don't think he is at all. My only issue is, and this is just me, just a personal thing, I don't like when anybody shares text message conversations between two people. Anytime a conversation gets screenshot, you lose all sorts of points to me. So as much as people felt like this validated Pete, I feel like it invalidated him as well, because he didn't even say he released it. He said his friend released it.
It don't matter, man. How did his friend get the text message, man? Come on. Anytime that's things that women do. That's like feminine energy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna show you the receipts. That's why I call it affidavits, because that's like more masculine. Like, anytime you screenshot a conversation and put it out there, man, that's what women do. So when you leak a conversation like that between two men, you know what I'm saying? That's why Kanye going off. That's why he doing songs about him. That's why he doing videos about it. That's why he moved across the street. That's why it's many reasons. It's not just one reason. He moved across the street so he can be around his kids, so he can pay attention what's going on. Like y'all say, it's about the kids and the social media. He don't want his kid on there talking about she in love with an emo girl. I don't even know what it is, but it don't even sound like it makes sense. And so he should be able to have a right to say, what happens when it comes to his kids. And if anybody know how it works, he does. Kim knows how it works too. So why is she over here playing stupid?
I agree. Now what's interesting to me is it does appear that she is indeed using this to kind of, she's not addressing the Kanye situation, but she's using the highlights of her being on the news to boost the upcoming season of the Kardashian show. And I believe they signed a deal to some kind of streaming network as well.
I think Hulu.
So yeah, somebody fact check that real quick. But it's just, it feels like she's benefiting from this situation no matter what outlook, because the more we talk about it, the more we're talking about it. So with the
but I gotta feel like this. So Kanye's got to be able to look at not only how, like, I understand his intentions may be good, but also you have to look at how it's being portrayed. You know what I mean? And somebody in his camp has to be able to say, like, listen, because like if say for instance Kim said that there was something domestic going on and she doesn't feel safe because he moved down the street, like that would be something that would be looked at as well. So like I understand, like, next door neighbor, because he's moving next door, right? So like if it's something like that, like you have to look at not only how you feel but also the different lenses that is coming across, because like it's not, of course they're not going to be able to get back together and kind of talk it out, so it's going to court. So you have to look at it how a judge would see this stuff as well. Like I understand like me having a co-parent, I understand that there's some things that you're not going to like, but you have to make sure that your impression on your kids is a stronger impression than say for instance the negative stuff that you have, because you can't control what happens at his mom's house no more. You can't control what goes on there. You can have some say to a certain extent, but you can't, like if they want to be on social media at mom's house because y'all both agreed to have them have phones, then that kind of comes with double-edged sword on that one.
Yeah, but what happens if his daughter goes online and sees Pete Davidson or whatever brand name is talking about sleeping with your wife? and I know Kim knows that that's out there. That's
he
not
was also saying, but he was also saying like Cash Money shit about him too. No. He made a whole song about him. You know what I'm saying?
I understand because I'm just saying we already know. We've already said that Kanye is he's not being appropriate. We already that's easy. That's low hanging fruit. So Kim is the one with the kids. She knows this is going on. This is not healthy. It's not healthy for you to bring in a boyfriend when you're going through a divorce, because you could maybe reconcile through the court process. You can't say that the things that he's doing is like so obliviously crazy, because I just seen what the Migo dude that got caught cheating. Cardi B had another baby by him after all that. So we don't know what can happen. So she feeding this fire and getting paid on it. And as far as dude, he might not even be there next year. He might not be there in 2 years. Kanye got to be there for at least 18 years. You know what I'm saying? He got to. So he looking at the bigger picture. So it's a quagmire of a bad situation on both parts, but both people have the responsibility to tame that down. We just can't be saying, Kanye, you need to calm it down. Kanye, you crazy. Kanye, you need mental health. Like, why?
Yeah, I'm not saying just Kanye. Like, the thing I'm saying is both of them are playing it out in the media. Both of them are doing this more for them than they are for the kids, because Kanye's had like 3 or 4 girlfriends since he's like, so he's been doing stuff with them. I don't know if they moved in. I don't know what the case is, but the kids still see that their dad is dating somebody else, and a lot of times he's dating somebody that looked just like their mama. Yeah. So I mean, I'm not saying that they're both, like, I'm not condemning just Kanye, like, but like I'm condemning both of them, saying like, hey, listen, like, tighten shit up, like somebody, and that's what it needs to be. Like somebody's like grandma or somebody's like mom need to come and be like, y'all need to keep that shit to yourselves. Like y'all can't keep doing this because y'all messing up these kids.
And I'm glad you said that, because I feel like we was talking about needing that anchor. We all know that Kanye lost his mom, and he openly admits that was his anchor. That was the one who was able to reel him in when nobody else could. And with Kim's family is going to choose their family, the Kardashians, over the West's any day of the week, because you see there's been no slowdown whatsoever for the Kardashians. Like I said,
dudes rotate in and out in that family.
Straight up.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, like, when I say we, I don't mean you and Wyatt. I mean, like, as a society, we glossing over that. Like, this is her nature, right? So you telling me the things that she's doing is not enough to drive a dude crazy? See, because when I said earlier that this happens to all men, this dynamic goes on where women use the kid as a pawn to get the dude. And then, don't get me wrong, Kanye is acting real emotional, right? So he grew up with his mom. He probably didn't have a masculine influence in his life. So he's doing goofy stuff like going to get a woman that looked like him, doing something like living. I don't know how close he lives. I'm assuming, by the way, people talking is like across the street. But if he's in a neighborhood, I understand. But by doing these crazy things, that's him being emotional, and I'm not condoning that. But what I'm saying is that's all visual cues of what's going on. And so when we say she rotate men in, they're gonna stick together regardless. They're gonna probably breed his daughters into being like Kylie and them because they seen that was. I mean, like, that's why he's having a breakdown mentally, and if that's called mental health, it's a lot of men suffering from that then.
And I'm going to add on that that's exactly what this is, and that's my problem with it. It's the underlying fact of where some people are saying this is some extreme baby daddy mentality. I'm saying, no, this dude needs help. Like, I believe he's one text away from offing himself. No, and I don't want that.
I don't agree with that.
I don't think
he needs that kind of help. That's why I'm curious. And bro, I respect you, bro. So I do want to hear your perspective on that. Why? Because I might be missing something, but I'm thinking because it could get to that point if he's so emotional that he loses it. But I don't think that's the type of help he needs. What the type of help he needs is the same kind of help that most men need when it comes to dealing with these courts or having an influence, like you say, in your child's life, especially if you're not the primary custodial parent. Just like one of his issues was, look, I had this big thing. I sent the jet. The kid's supposed to come. He's gonna do the church thing, whatever. And then they play little games and say, "Oh, the kids are on there," but then wait till they in the air and say, "Oh, North not on it," because whatever the reason. You push back church service and all that stuff. All that stuff. It don't matter if you got $1 billion or you make $40,000. All those are pawns being played against men, and that is enough to drive you crazy once you can't logically figure out how to get out of that and start dealing in your emotion. But I don't think he need mental help like he gonna kill himself, because if anything, I think he gonna just fight it out until the end.
When I say you need help, I don't necessarily mean he needs to go hire an old white dude that's gonna sit on the couch and talk to him. I mean, he needs counseling. Like, he needs equal-minded people like us, like a squad that's gonna sit with him like, yo, I've been there, you can make this, but you ain't gonna make it going this route. Get your ass off social media. Like, you need somebody that's gonna hold you accountable. And I think we as black men have to set our pride aside enough to look towards older black men who have been through this and come out on the other side. The problem with Kanye,
you can't tell me nothing.
That's exactly it. You're not in my position, so don't speak on what I say you haven't on. And I've seen that in multiple interviews with Kanye. Kanye has lashed out to everybody. Remember when he went off on Sway? He went off on Sway's show when Sway was asking him a question about how can we advance together to bring awareness to it. He went off, misinterpreting someone's cues of just trying to be open and loving. And I think that's Kanye's issue. Like you said, he's too emotional. How do you stop being emotional? You have that one figure in your life who says, hey, have that emotion, feel it, but this is how we go about it as men. That's what Kanye needs.
So I remember when he was really, really tight with Jay-Z, and Jay-Z went on like a Netflix show with I think it was David Letterman, and he was telling him how, like, you know, that he became almost like a liability as a friend because, you know what I mean, the way he would act out, you know what I mean? And then like there'd be times where they would get into it, and then after that he'd be like, listen, I can't, you know what I mean? After a while, especially with him having kids, he couldn't continue to do that and kind of have that same kind of relationship. And so that's one of the things that I think he said when he went on that David Letterman, like it was like an interview show from that point, because he didn't want to talk about it as much. Right. Because I mean he still has that mentality of like, okay, like I'm not gonna out this man out about all the stuff that we talk about, but you know, generalities is what he was speaking. And so I don't go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, man, I just feel like he got big, and like I think there was only a couple people that could really talk to him, and then the more success that he had, like he wasn't able to kind of understand that, you know, some people have that, and I don't know all what happened with him, you know what I mean? There may have been people that misused and abused him, and therefore he has trust issues, but like honestly, like I don't think he has like Sir was saying, an anchor to be like, hey, listen, like let me pull you aside, let me holler at you real quick, because they're like, if I'm fucking up, I know Jeremy gonna come at me and be like, hey, come here, we need to talk, like we're gonna have these moments, but I don't think he has, and like I'm going to listen to him because he's got nothing to gain, nothing to lose in my success.
We got some comments real quick I'm gonna refer to. Dominic Wynn says he definitely has a way of leaving a poor taste in your mouth, not to take away from the type of father he is, but he's going about it recklessly. I agree. I can't help but feel that with Kanye's journey, right? We saw him not get the recognition he needed. So he had a chip on his shoulder. College dropout Kanye let you know, hey, I'm arrogant and I'm going to use this to get to the top and tell you I made it to the top. And there's a difference between being an underdog and then succeeding and then learning from the journey, you know, and making the adjustments via character. And then there's the other type of person who's Kanye, who's was the underdog, made the journey to success, but he didn't make the character adjustments. He still feels like the world is against him. And so that comes off as brattish. You know, he comes off as overly arrogant. And that's just to me. Because I've known a few people like that. And you have to scale back. And when your energy gets disturbed, regardless of the relationship you have with them, when your energy is disturbed, just trying to help, just trying to speak to them, you back away.
You gotta wipe your hands.
You know.
Do y'all think Kanye don't listen to people?
I think he picks and chooses what he wants to hear.
That's everybody.
But I think to a certain extent, like if you tell me something, Black, I'm gonna be able to listen to you, and I may not like it, but I feel like a lot of stuff he picks and chooses are things that he likes to hear versus taking constructive criticism. And he thinks that nobody understands him because he thinks that his position is unique. But in the same instance, he generalizes that, you know, what every Black man or what every father has to go through. So it's not a unique in certain situations, but he feels like because his money is there, that it makes it a unique situation. So therefore nobody understands him.
Is Kanye unique though?
In that situation,
I mean, just overall, as what we know Kanye to be, is he unique? Would you say he's brilliant?
I'll say he's brilliant. Yeah.
Okay. So with that comes all this stuff that we're talking about that we say he shouldn't do, right? That's why I think he don't trip off of it like that. So back to the sway thing. So let me just ask this question before I just give my little couple of cents on it. Was Kanye wrong? Take out the emotion or how he said it or whatever. Was Kanye wrong about what he said?
Not at all. And it was absolutely correct.
and I'm from the town. You know, I love Sway from the town business. You know, I'm always gonna talk that town business. But what happened right there is when you say like he gets so emotional in his passion, it's a fight right there. Like he was passionate right then, and what he was trying to like convey was like, look, I understand what you're saying, and trust me, what I'm trying to get you to understand is way over here. So I need you to like just follow me and stop trying to like overanalyze it. Just follow and listen to what I'm saying. And that's hard to do. You know what I'm saying? That's hard to do that for a culture, even in that conversation. So that's why he was like, man, I'm not trying to disrespect you or your platform, because you know, Swipe, he from the town. He was like, man, forget all that. We can turn these mics off. You know what I'm saying? He was on town business because they had a relationship. You know what I'm saying? So, but at the end of the day, Kanye it rubbed people the wrong way, the way he said it. But if people was listening to what he was saying, we still haven't addressed what he said in that conversation. What he was saying in that conversation is those people get backed by so many of their own that they elevate their brilliant people. Don't look at them like they super crazy and try to alienate them. So who's going to be the people that do that for me? And it's obvious it's not going to be nobody, because everybody think I'm crazy. So I got to do it myself. And imagine that kind of pressure.
Do you think he alienates himself though? Because there's a certain way to talk to people, and you got to learn how to play the game some way. Like if you need somebody, because everybody needs somebody, you got to learn how to be able to speak and talk to people in a way that they can be able to respond and kind of really accept your message. Because if your communication skills and how you want to convey something isn't told the right way, then you lose your message.
Come on, but see, that's what and that's a fact what you're saying. That's brilliant what you're saying. And I believe Kanye, you have to be able to do that to be in the position that he's in. He code switch or whatever. So when he's talking to them people that we don't even know how to pronounce their name, and when he dropped all them names on Drink Champs of people that he run across, he does that for a reason, to let y'all know, look, boom, 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 boom. It ain't him flexing. But the thing about it is he know how to act in those situations. But when he come home to talk to us, he shouldn't have to watch his tone and dot his I's and cross his T's, because we supposed to know who Ye is, because Ye showed us who he was in those albums that we love so much. Okay, he lost us on a lot of stuff, me included, but that don't mean that he's some different entity that we throw him out of the culture, because every chance we get, we try to throw Kanye out the culture. They let people sit there and say, well, slavery was a choice. He wasn't trying to say that like literally slavery was a choice. What he's saying is that enslaved mindset is a choice, but we didn't want to hear that. What we want to hear is Kanye sounding stupid saying slavery was a choice. Like, come on.
Now that's different. Let me interject there. That's interpretation, you know, and that spans all the way to the beginning of time. And what Sway was doing, because I'm gonna tie this together, what Sway was doing, I believe Sway understood that, but Sway was trying to get Kanye to say it plain. There's no reason. I understand sometimes Lupe Fiasco had a song called Dumb It Down. That's what Sway was telling him to do. He was like, hey, you're going here, you're losing me, but before you do, just break it down just a little bit. You want me to build a mansion, but explain why I need to put these nails in this wood first. Explain to me what a beam is first. Because he could have been saying names that people didn't know. He said about 8 I had no idea of. So what value is that to somebody who doesn't understand? Make it plain, bro. Make it plain. That's all he was trying to do. But Kanye got upset because he felt like, this person don't understand me. Nobody understands me. I feel like I'm alone. And that's going to bring me back to my original point. That's why I'm afraid of him mentally. You ever felt like you was the only one who understood your message you're trying to get out, and you passionate and you can't express it the way that people need to get it? There's no other worse lonely feeling. He feels like he's on an island right now because he feels like the ones who really should be rocking with him in this process, who understand what it is to be a baby dad, should be gung-ho for it. But that's not the case, because the way he's talking, the way he going about stuff. So he feels alone as fuck. That's why I'm scared for him. Honestly, arrogance has nothing to do with suicide. I'm just gonna be honest with you. It's when you feel like there's no other option, bro. When you feel like you can't go to nobody and talk because they don't want to hear what you got to say, or you can't convey it effectively. That's loneliness, bro. You got a million people around you, but you ain't got nobody you can talk to.
It's not about smarts though. It's not about smarts though. It's about being
people. No, go ahead. My bad.
Yeah, I don't think it's about smarts. Like, and then like, especially you can have people around you telling you what you want to, but at some point, if they're not understanding you, and he understands that some of those people are yes men, but in the same instance, if you don't have the people that are able to really understand it and to like reach out and really have like a real conversation with you, then I can see what Sir is saying as far as that's concerned. I don't think he's going to go that far, to be honest with you. But I just think that it's just a point where at some point he's got to be able to. I think that both of them need to take time and realize that they're both doing stuff that's not conducive to any kind of help or betterment of their kids or themselves. Because like, and the thing is, like, Kanye knew what kind of woman Kim was because he was her best friend while she was dating this dude, marrying that dude. You know what I mean? So I mean, I feel sorry for him.
More game than that. I think Ye got way more game than that. Ye was the first one to turn a hoe into a housewife. Look at Kim K. She worth a B right now. So he did that. I think he gonna be able to do all right. I just think that he just going through it because it's his kids. You know what I'm saying? And I think he's gonna be cool, bro. I think he's gonna be cool. I hope so. I hope so anyway. Hey, but then you made a comment earlier about your boy, what's his name? Pete. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you said that you don't think he white knighting. You don't think so? What's a white knight for those that don't know what that means?
A white knight is that one dude in the story who's supposed to be the ultimate good guy, the penultimate antithesis to our villain, you know, in this case. And I don't think he hit. I'm gonna be real with you.
So what you think? You think he really in love with old girl, or you think he just hitting them just to poke at Kanye? Not just to poke at him, but it's just low hanging fruit because Kanye is easy to poke at.
I'm gonna be real with you. I think, and I'm gonna tie this back to Kim too. I think he sees a bad chick who's newly divorced that everybody wanted to smash, who probably got some basic conversation, and he's enjoying himself. She got money. He gets status out of it. I think he sees everything he can benefit from it outside of relationship situation.
Yeah, man. He had mental issues himself, and like he had some issues, and then he was with some little singer lady, whoever was, so he was with somebody else, and then they broke up. So like I think he's one of those people that they said that he has like an addictive personality where he gets really, really into somebody and things like that. So
it's like a scrub.
Yeah, bro, he went to like rehab or something like that, and so like he's been like, I think, like you said, Ariana Grande.
Yeah, that's who he used to date. Mm-hmm. Oh, he got game, and he must got swipe. He got game and swipe or something, because if he knocking them kind of women, he got something going on. He might not. Yeah, he got something going on. So he be able to pull that.
Yeah, but like Pete beforehand, because like I used to watch him on Saturday Night Live, and then I used to also like watching interviews. So he actually was a fan of Kanye's way before even him and Kim got together. So like, and I think that also went with the fact that like his favorite artist is Kid Cudi. So you know that Kanye and Kid Cudi connection, like so Pete liked him, you know what I'm saying? And I don't think, me personally, I don't think I think he was talking her up, and then he fell into it, and he was just like, well, what am I supposed to do? You know what I'm saying? And so like that's what I think. I don't think he's like actively trying to go after Kanye. Now, I think Kim knows. I think Kim knows that would have bothered him because they were cool beforehand, and then you smashing a homie now or an acquaintance. So, but
right. How would y'all feel if you call over to your baby mama house, like they like to call it, and then old dude got the phone talking about I'm in the bed with your mom or with your wife or whatever, however the situation happened? How would you respond in that situation? That both of y'all, both of y'all, how would y'all respond?
Oh yeah, I mean, let's be real. First off, I'm a man, so I'd be upset, of course. I'd be livid, but at the same time, I know enough about myself to not let myself get to that point. To be real with you, so I wouldn't even dignify that with a response. I'm being real. I'm being 1 billion, and maybe it's just self-control books.
Yeah, I feel you, but have a kid with somebody first, and then
oh, that's where I tag it.
So, yeah, there you go.
So, like it bothers me. It bothers me sometimes. Like it used to. Correction, it used to bother me until I found some shit that was on my own that I don't really have to worry about it. You know what I mean? Like he's still hurting because for a while, like Kim was trying to get a divorce and he was like, no, I'm not finna sign it. And then after that, like she finally went to the point where the judge was like, okay, listen, you've been asking for this for like almost a year now. Like, let me go ahead and grant you this. Like, so I mean, he wrote he wrote songs about her and everything like that, played it through wherever he was doing like concerts at. Was it like the Georgia Dome or whatever?
Oh yeah, but she was in on it too, though.
Yeah,
she was there sometimes.
Yeah, so my thing is like, definitely. Do I think she definitely plays more mind games than anybody else, and she knows where his buttons are, especially because his buttons are just like right at eye level, so that she could be able to just, oh, this is gonna piss him off. This is gonna piss him off. But like the thing that I've learned is like you have to be able, and honestly, like Sir can be able to attest to it, like you have to find out when they're doing that to piss you off and know and recognize what it is. Right now, he's allowing her to do this and making you look crazy because of the fact that you're playing into what she's doing.
Right.
Yeah, no, I'm not absolving him from acting stupid, because you know when you primarily think emotion first as a man before your logic, then you're going to short circuit and do goofy and dumb things. But I don't think none of those goofy and dumb things that he's going to do, absent of doing physically harm to anybody or his kids, is anything different than Caitlyn Jenner doing. So I'm not worried about if his kid's gonna be all right, because they're gonna be all right because they're already in a different environment than I would ever dream my kid to be in. So I'm not worried about that part of it all. I just hope you don't hurt nobody and things like that, which got me to, I was listening to DL Hughley. And the reason why maybe I pushed a hard line for Kanye, and it may came across against y'all, because it ain't against y'all. It's about the people like the DLs that's out there talking about he need to go take his pills and mocking him and making jokes, and then when Kanye turn up on him, he want to be serious, but then throw little secret smoke jokes underneath his, because he a comedian and all that. And I don't like all that, because what happens is it blurs the lines, because if he really do need some help, it's not funny, because he's one of the most brilliant men of our time. And I mean, imagine being a black man and creating something to the point that everybody acknowledge you across the world. I mean, like all aside of everything, if this podcast blew up global like that, you can't take that away from you. So at the end of the day, that's not funny. So we do need to get him some kind of help, but I just don't think it's the mental health that we talking about. I think the help that we need is like reform when it comes to 50-50 custody. Because if a man with $1 billion having problems getting his kids, imagine how much problems a man with 50,000 or 100,000 having.
So I agree, but just as a quick adjustment of the timeline of situations with DL Hughley, it went a little bit different than that. DL wasn't speaking on his kids. DL was actually speaking on Kanye's antics with Kim. He was saying that he's concerned about the safety of Kim and the family, because that's not normal behavior. He was just saying, if that was my daughter, I would meet with Kanye and we'd put an end to it. That's all he said.
Yeah, that nigga supposed to stay out of that. That ain't his business.
But you make it as
Kanye.
Kanye. Somebody asked him about the question, and so then
Vlad. Y'all let Vlad, the police. You know what that was going to happen.
But he didn't say anything disrespectful.
Come on, man, like, not disrespect to you. Kanye found a lot of things disrespectful in there.
So before all the rest of it, the thing he was saying, like Sir was saying, was that like everybody's making jokes about it, and he said that he didn't find it funny. He said that was behavior that would warrant him, and that if that was his daughter, that he wouldn't think that it's funny, and he'd have to have a conversation with him, because when you guys divorce, y'all need to have space away from each other. And when you're acting erratic, he said he would feel not safe for his daughter and his grandchildren to be there in that situation.
Yeah, okay, that's true, but that's not your place, bruh. It's not your daughter. You're not old enough to be Kanye's daddy, or is he? Is he old enough to be Kanye daddy? Because if he old enough to be Kanye daddy, I can see him stepping out of saying it as an OG. But if he's just out there saying it just because Vlad asked him a question about it and it just sparked,
but you make your life public though, so you open yourself up to that.
I understand
so
that
you can't be upset when somebody then says something like, oh, okay, well, I don't think this is funny. I think, and he did say that he should get some kind of help. So if you're asked a question and you are in a celebrity lifestyle, everybody, it's like an asshole. Everybody got one. Everybody got an opinion.
But there's honor. Well, there used to be honor amongst these where certain things you didn't cross the lines with and they were unspoken. Yes, you will talk about what goes on in the public. Let's say, for example, Dr. Dre and his divorce or whatever. Oh, yeah, we'll be nosy to know how much she got, but ain't nobody in there trying to psychoanalyze what went wrong and how he should treat the kids. And everybody ain't doing that. They're not going all in it like that. What everybody is doing is sitting here psychoanalyzing a person, telling him, oh, you need to have meds, you need to be doing this, you need to be doing that. Like, come on, like that's going too far with it. Now, does Kanye
mental health doesn't necessarily mean medicine. Now he's also said that he is bipolar. So that is something that he's.
So what does he say now? What is he saying now? Because he was saying, yeah, I went and talked to these people. They diagnosed me as bipolar. They put me on these meds. Then I got off the meds. And I'm like, nah, I'm not bipolar. Y'all trying to classify me this way so that way y'all can have me off this meds to calm me down or whatever. And that ain't what's really going on with me. So just because he said that, I mean, like, I think we all as Black people got some level of bipolar in us anyway, because of what our lifestyle has been in our DNA.
Like you're making excuses for him,
but no, like it's not. So it's an excuse. But all I'm saying is this.
Here's the thing, though. So, like, if somebody asks you a question, because this is exactly what we're doing right now, and then if Kanye goes slap off on us and say he gonna do this, and this to us, like, it's not necessary. Like, you put yourself in this position. You knew who Kim K was beforehand. You knew who you are beforehand.
So does that go across the board with everybody?
Yes. Once everybody can get this business. Everybody can get this business.
So how come I don't hear nobody saying, Kim K, you knew who Kanye was when you married him?
They are saying that.
I never heard nobody say that.
I have.
Come on, man.
I've been.
Come on.
Yeah, like you knew
everybody. Oh, that's what they saying. So why? So what we should do is leave those two crazy lovebirds alone and let them figure it out on their own. We don't need to sit there and go figure out who needs help, because they both exactly right. Help.
I want out the group chat. So like that's what they need to do. They need to take this conversation that they have it in the group chat and go ahead and have it on the regular text message. We don't need to be involved in that. But they keep looking for validation between everybody in the public, like, oh, they're doing this, person's doing this, or that person's doing that. And so now everybody is like, okay, now that you brought us into it, now we got an opinion on it.
Yeah, I hope that's not the case. You could be right. I hope that's not the case. Because if that's the case, then that's some old 2022-ish.
Welcome to 2022.
If they doing it for clout, if they doing it for clout or just attention or validation,
bro, they are a business.
Oh wow.
Let's just keep it a buck, bro. They are a business. The instant this happened, like, it's so much. Look at how long we've been talking about Kanye. because before this divorce, it was Kanye and Drake beef. And then they just had a concert together for charity. I didn't believe that beef once. Is they a business? That's
business, though. Yeah, that's business.
That's my point.
That's
but
business.
Theatrics is so ingrained that there's no difference between reality and what's fake with them, bro.
I don't think he would play with his kids like that. Hey, if you're on the Facebook page, go to the 2020 podcast.
Time out, Black. Time out, Black.
Subscribe, like.
I got to call a flag. What do you mean he wouldn't play with his kids like that? This man was trying to be out in the public with his kids for the longest when they got of age, bro. He was doing. He was going through walks. There was only one time that he went off on the paparazzi, and when they was babies, he was like, "Nah, I'm not feeling that," which I understand. Totally get it. Weirdo taking pictures of babies, whatever, whoop-de-whoop. But when it came time, I believe North was like, or was it Saint? I can't remember, but she was like 7 or 8, and she could kind of wear outfits and walk. Nigga, you couldn't stop seeing them.
Yeah, but what was he doing that was wrong?
Nothing. Your point was that he didn't want his kids out there like that.
No, I'm saying
Kanye loves it.
Oh no, I'm saying I don't think he would play with his kids like that to the point where he'll use them as a pawn in some game of cloutmanship.
Why wouldn't he?
That's what I was saying. I would hope that he ain't doing that, because if he's doing all this for attention and just to make noise, then
people do that all the time during divorces.
I understand. You know what? Hold on. People do that all the time but he's been doing that his whole career though. So I'm just thinking that's just how he is. I'm just thinking that's how he is. I just think that's how he is.
Just because that's how he is doesn't mean he doesn't see the benefit of it, bro. That's the way I'm seeing it, bro. Because I'm gonna be real with you. This is how I found out about the names of his kids. I didn't give a shit about his kids. I'm gonna be real with you. But the instant they said, yeah, he got 4 kids, I'm like, 4 kids? What's their names? Google. All that algorithm shit. You and I have conversations about algorithms all the time, Black. Anytime they are in the news or being conversed about, money is getting made somewhere, bro.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, but now why did he make a big gripe about his daughter wearing makeup, talking about he in love with a what's a female emo or whatever? I mean, what was it?
Isn't emo like a goth person?
Yeah, a goth chick.
So if that was the case, then why did he get an attitude about that?
Because, man, he hurting. He looking for any reason to fight right now.
Mm-hmm.
Was that a good reason?
It don't have to be a good reason.
What do you mean? So that means Kim should be able to let their daughter go on TikTok and do whatever kind of TikToks that she like, regardless of how the father feels, which is a legitimate question, because a lot of people are going through that. Like a lot of men are going through that, like that's watching their daughter or kid on TikTok. Yeah, and don't like it. So how do you deal with that? Let's take Kanye out of it. Yeah. How would I, as a man, how would you as a father handle a situation like that of your kid making content with the mother's consent that you did not approve of?
Can I go first?
All right.
First things first. This is why you date. This is why you find out what type of mother somebody gonna be beforehand. You just don't nutting everybody, bro. Just gonna be 1 billion with you. You find out by getting to know this person. And yeah, things do change as you get older, but you can kind of notice a trajectory. Pay attention to the relationship people have with other people, their views on other kids. Like, what do you think about this? Bruh.
Have a kid first and then have this conversation later, because one thing I know about women is that having a kid changes up the priority role levels.
Oh, I know. We get kicked down the wrong number 8.
And you don't see it coming, bro, because you thinking it might fall off a little bit. It fall off a lot of bit.
I agree. And I've seen that. I fully seen it. Yeah. You know, not to put my brother business out, but me and my brother down there, we roommates. And I saw it.
Oh yeah, so y'all got a level of understanding.
But why didn't I have
Did you see it coming though, bro? Did you see it coming?
I was in love, bro. I didn't see shit coming. It was like a right hook, like you know. It was just like I didn't
like from Jake Paul,
bro. It was. I was asleep. So yeah, but Like, and that's the thing, man. Like, and that may be what Kanye's feeling right now. Because Kanye was like, well, I know she did these dudes that way, but she would never do me like that.
Right. I can see that. Ego. I can see that. And it's manifesting his ways. He's showing that he's hurt, but I'm thinking he's coming from a genuine place though. Because usually when you in the heartbreak stage like that, that's the most real you are right there. And then you are so
get through that point though, because you be fighting to, like, right now they're at the point where he's looking like there's been times, and I'll use myself as an example. There've been times where somebody, like, say for instance, the ex wanted to get back with somebody else, but then they'll use an argument to try to talk to them at least. And if you're not going to talk about anything else, you're going to talk about these kids. So you're going to do this. And then if Kim's not trying to deal with it at all, but she knows, hey, let's fuck with this man for a second. Let me go ahead and let me do this because I know that this is a pet peeve of his. Then she gonna do it. Because my son, like the TikTok thing, like you were talking about, like, well, like there's only so much you have to realize what control that you can have once you guys aren't together anymore. Like, so you can't really do as much as you think you could when you guys were together, but you can try to reinforce what you talked about from there. But like if she's not going to make it a mandate like you do at your house, then the kids just got two different set of rules.
You know, boy. And the crazy thing is, why you and I have an ex-acquaintance who was a prime example of that shit, where they would use their status as the man in the relationship to try and override any rules the wife made. Now, both of these motherfuckers was toxic, but it was just, that was the dynamic. It was, I'm the man, I lead, what I say goes, and you shouldn't be questioning me. And when it was questioned, he would use the court of public opinion to sway the views on his side. And that's what I'm saying with Ye, bro. It's right and left is wrong, but I ain't finna sit here and be like, well, left is more wrong than right. That's what I can't do in this situation. Straight up. I'm gonna play a clip real quick. You know what I'm saying? I want to get a conversation going about what this man did on live. I'm just gonna play just a little bit. I hate playing clips because, you know, technical stuff, but I'm gonna play a little bit of Kanye talking in the morning, going on one of his Sunday rants, and I want to get y'all thoughts on it real quick.
How long is the clip?
It's like 2 minutes. I'm gonna
play
you
good. You good.
Let's get it.
Good.
Hey everybody, I just got off the phone with Kim. I told her to stop antagonizing me with this TikTok thing. I said it's never again. I am her father. I know y'all don't respect fathers and the idea of family, and media tries to promote something. I said I am not allowing my daughter to be used by TikTok, to be used by Disney. I have a say-so. And then when people say, oh, they're going to use this for you in court, I didn't have a say-so on whether or not they went to Sierra Canyon. Most men do not. There's no such thing as 50-50 custody with in society today. That's not even, it always leans towards the mom. But right now, and I'm happy that you guys got to see just a small piece of what I dealt with. You understand what I'm saying? So when we had the Donda 2 release in Miami, I got a flight for all my kids to come from Calabasas to come in Miami to see the kids. Then assistant hit me and said, all the kids, you know, they said the kids are there. When the plane took off, I got a text from Kim that said, North won't be on the plane. You see, this is the kind of stuff that's just like the Chicago birthday party. And I'm glad that y'all saw in the variety piece what I have to deal with. Here go another thing. The Doves high school basketball game. We hold one in California. My daughter loves basketball. I want her to see the league that her father is starting.
I'm going to stop it there. How many times did he mention business?
A couple.
That's my issue. I don't want her on TikTok, Disney using her.
Okay, I'm glad you said that. Remember what I was saying earlier about Kanye? He talking code so you can piece things together.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like he can't come out and say, "Hey y'all, I'm with the Illuminati. They be doing all this and doing that." So he gotta go, "Hey, I'm not gonna let y'all use my daughter using TikTok, IG, Disney." So what he's saying is, I'm not about to let y'all drag my kids into this quagmire of what we really don't know, what we call the unknown or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all not gonna do that, because see, Kanye fighting from up here. We can't see up there what he talking about. So that's the frustration I see, that what he's talking about is some stuff we don't know about that he's going through, and he's fighting it that we don't understand. So I'm not saying, I don't think he's saying, oh, it's a business, because I heard him talk about his family too. He did mention business, but what I'm saying is his fight is bigger than what we're talking about on this level of how he acting. That's just a distraction to keep us off of what it is he really talking about. That's how I think Kanye works.
Bruh, this just sounds like some bullshit that I have to go through. But it's just $1 million, $billion bullshit. Like, rather than, okay, like, hey, like, rather than me getting my son at noon, I get him at 5 o'clock, and you knew I had some shit to do with him at 5 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
Rather than doing, like, it's the same thing. And I don't know, I don't know Illuminati shit. I'm not reading in between the letters. I'm just seeing the bold print that's right there. And I think it's just more of it, like, and of course, like, she's fucking with him, and like, she's definitely doing it. That's what I just heard. Like, I just heard some shit that I had to go through, and then I had to learn, you know, I had to learn, like, to understand, first of all, there's, when you guys are divorced, there's only so much stuff that you can really be able to control, especially when they at their mama house, especially when you're doing that. So, like, unless it's something that's super detrimental that can be proven in court, it can't nothing happen. But that's the same way with men and women.
I don't know about that last part, but yeah, he's doing. He's going through, on the surface level, he is going through the same thing. That's what I was saying. Saying earlier that he's going through the same thing with men with baby mama drama. Like, he is, but Kanye got bigger issues than what you and I have, for sure. Like, let's just be.
I
real
think they're
about
just
that.
more expensive.
Like,
rather than taking his kids to McDonald's, he be taking them to, wherever.
With all that money comes responsibility and more problems, and those are the things that we don't know about because we ain't even there yet. Like, it's certain things you do at certain restaurants that you don't do at a Red Lobster or even whatever y'all go to. It's things you do at Maestro's that you don't do at this. I mean, like, you don't know that unless you go to them places. There's a lot of things that he's probably going through that we don't know about. But I seen a comment that say, so she had the audacity to move on with her life, right? And that's cool. Move on with your life, but move on with your life in a way that you don't use your kid as a pawn, because this is how you use kids as a pawn. Like, oh, I have a life, so forget his life, and he just got to adjust around my life. And no, if it's really about the kids, y'all both will make a concerted effort to put the kid in the middle, and y'all both work y'all way that way. Y'all might not could be together, but y'all could come together for the kid, not he chasing her and trying to find out what she doing, and then when he get the kid, he running with the ball, and that's the trauma that the kid goes through. It's not the breakup, it's how y'all acting in the breakup.
I agree fully there. I agree fully there. In this case, I don't think it's the matter of her having the audacity to move on either. I think adults can do that. Like you said, it's the jabs in the end. And to be frank with you, to be transparent, I hate to be devil's advocate for Kim in this case, but at some point, I don't know if she's like, you know what? I don't know what conversations the child may have had with mom. Child might have been like, I really don't feel like going. Dad doing a little extra shit. He don't be letting me be on TikTok. All I'm doing is chilling. I'd rather chill with you. That could have been the conversation. I don't know. And I don't know any parent that's going to turn down their kid when the kids say they'd rather chill with them. Never seen it work like that. So I can't really say that. And Annie's saying he has a control issue. I agree. But I think every parent has a control issue when it comes to their kids. I think every parent would. You should.
It's only an issue when they're trying to fight the control that the mother has. That's the issue that he's fighting it. It ain't because he don't have control. You think that he would be the type of father that wouldn't let him see them see their mom? You don't think he would hold them away from her and be like, oh, I got them over here and you get them? You think he would act the way she acted? No. He don't even show.
Kanye be emotional too. You just said that Kanye's emotional, so you can't be emotional about certain things and not be emotional because he's shown that he does erratic things.
I'm emotional when it comes to my kid, but I wouldn't do the things that my son's mom would do to me. I wouldn't do that. I'm emotional about my kid, but I wouldn't do the things she do. I wouldn't take it to the levels that she take it to at all. I couldn't even fathom them. So I don't think, and I'm not saying that me and him are the same person, but what I'm saying is I could see that, all right, it's a power struggle because I don't have a say so. Like you said, that's what generally most men go through. So that's a common thing that we can clearly see. We can clearly see that's what the issue is right there. But when you say when you saying he has controls issue, it's like he got to be in control of everything, and I don't see that. I don't see that when it comes to his kids. I don't see that when it comes to his kids.
Okay,
Kanye outside of them kids, y'all can have him. Let him fight on his own. But when it has something to do with them kids, it hit different. It hit different. So we gotta look at it a little different. That's all I'm saying.
Purpose says, I think he's. Where you go? Purpose says, I think he's unpredictable. I can definitely see him keeping them from her. I think they both play the same game. I think so too. I think it's equally petty on both sides.
Absolutely.
Yeah. The thing that the X factor that, and what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to see it from all sides. That's the number one thing. I'm trying to see it from Ye side, Kim side, and the kid side. Fuck Pete. I don't really care what he think. But with Kim, when dealing with somebody who is bipolar and unstable and unwilling or unable to communicate effectively when emotional, I'm gonna be real. I backed off. I've been like, you know what? I'm gonna back a little bit. That doesn't justify the way she's doing things. I'm just saying I see how 1 + 1 = 2. I can see how she can use this to be like, you know what? If my oldest don't want to go with you, she ain't gonna go. You know what? I ain't gonna send the kids to you at your church cult thing this Sunday. I'm sorry, I had to be petty.
Right.
I had to be petty. But I feel, because as a mother is always gonna feel like mother knows best. I'm just for real. That's just what I've known from women. They just gonna feel like they know best. I can't knock them. They kicked them out. You know what I'm saying? They held them. They kicked them out.
What?
That was
my whisper.
Yeah.
What? Oh, what?
My bad. That's how I refer to it. Otherwise,
yeah. Well, they've been doing it for the last 40 years, and we see all these women, women that's out here. So
that's a different topic, sir.
Yeah,
different topic. Save it for the next episode.
Yeah.
But it's just a matter of, it's ugly on all ends, bruh. But I get why she's backing off. I get why everybody's moving the way they moving. It's because it's a chain reaction. He blows up, doesn't take responsibility, don't think before he act, goes on social media, she reacts. Kids see that shit because it's their daddy. How do they not see all this shit that's going on? And I don't know how that affects or how old is the oldest? Like 11, 10?
9, 10, something like that.
I don't know how that affects her. I don't know, because I'm not a black biracial woman in a billionaire's house going tit for tat with some weird looking dude who musty and got tattoos.
Right.
So
if
I
don't know. Make some money, they should go in that box.
Annie says, Ani, what up, Anna Baraka? He's manipulating the narrative to appear that it's about the children, it's about his ego.
Okay, so what? Based on what? Based on what?
He said, "I
how
don't
do you make that determination? How do you make the determination it's his ego and not about his kids? What do you see that will say, Black, you've been tripping because if you didn't see this, it's about his ego and he don't care about his kids like that."
So I want to kind of go back to the DL Hughley situation because that kind of aggravated me, like the way he handled that, Kanye and DL a little bit, because first things first, it's two people you don't fuck with. The people that handle your money and comedians all day long. You don't go for them. That's what you don't do. So DL made the comments about, because DL's a dad. He was saying if it was my daughter, we'd have to have a conversation because I'd fear for their safety. Understandable statement when you're a dad of a daughter. When you're a dad with a kid and situations like this is going on, it's only rational you think in that mindset, because when you're a parent, from what I understand, you see other things and you internalize like, man, how would I handle that? Oh man, what would I do in that situation? What would your role be in that circumstance? So I think it's fair that he spoke on that. Now, when he said what he said, and I don't think it was offensive at all. I don't think it's off limits when you put your shit out on the front street to talk about. Kanye responded on Twitter, and I'm just gonna read what he said. He said, "I told y'all before about this TikTok stuff. Now my 8-year-old on here singing she fell in love with an emo girl. Leftists don't want fathers to have no say in our children's lives. I don't want my kids at godless Sierra Canyon School. I got a voice and I'm not having this. And Perez Hilton, you still ain't answered my question and never put my name next to that word abuse. Don't play with my name like that. I am a real person who wants the best for my children. And DL Hughley is a pawn. Yeah, I know a king not supposed to address a pawn, but I address everything and find addresses, DL. So don't speak on my kids. I can afford to hurt you."
So that was ego driven.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
now hold on. So I see all the parts that he said about his opinion up until like DL. That's where you kind of lost me, because then, like, if you put yourself out there for public consumption, hey Twitter, hey Facebook, hey Instagram, then you open yourself up for opinions. And if just because you don't like someone's opinion does not mean, like, to me, like, okay, well, I can have you hurt. You know what I mean? Okay, well, like, if you don't like my opinion, don't put your shit out there. Like, if I don't like a post or I don't like a picture, or if I don't like, say for instance, I put a picture out there and somebody says some shit that I don't like, then I shouldn't put the picture out there. But I can't just go over there and be like, oh, fuck it, I'm gonna hurt you just because I don't like the shit.
That's my point. It'd be different if DL Hughley been like, Kanye looked like a drug addict. You need to go pop pills. But he didn't say any of that. All he said was,
said that in the interview, though. He did say that. And he was trying to be jokingly when he said it, though. He said it on his morning show.
It's
after
the fact.
Regardless of all that, he said it.
So after somebody says that they're going to come for you, like now it's a point.
You are a professional comedian.
And
okay,
you know half his set. All right, with DL Hughley only had like 5 minutes of material. Then he just went in the crowd and just started gunning for folks.
Yeah,
I promise you that I've seen DL Hughley live more than both of y'all combined.
DL Hughley is not known for his great storytelling like that. He's known for getting on niggas.
I get DL, all right. I get I've been seeing him live early in his career. Like, I've literally seen his show many times live. Now, if he is so much of a concern, don't play with, that's what I'm saying. Don't play with that. Don't be telling little jokes and stuff like that, because even if he did come at you sideways wrong, you're supposed to be the elder statesman. That's why these youngsters don't listen to these OGs, because you still want to try to be relevant. So you think you being funny telling jokes. And then you want to sit there and say, well, Kanye, man, you should be pushing the bottle down and then take your pills and all that. He's saying all that stuff. You should be like, no, dude, this is not a situation that I play with, because I'm really feeling that there's something going on wrong with you. Not egging it on for ratings or to keep it going on, because now your ego is involved. That's what I'm saying. That's the issue I had with DL, because now his ego is involved. And now they having a pissing in the wind contest when I thought the issue was Kanye need help. Because if Kanye need help and y'all saying that was an ego-driven statement, I'm like, the only thing that was ego-driven was the last part when he said, I got enough money to get you hurt, which was true.
That's the only part that
I got enough money to get a nigga hurt. Nigga, it's a recession. Gas is $20 a gallon.
You can't get DL hurt. You can't get DL hurt.
But the point is this, Black, going back to our original point, brother. Kanye can't communicate. He gets overly passionate. He gets aggressive. He gets expressive. He gets sensitive. And then he lashes out. And I feel like, quite frankly, I feel like DL did nothing wrong lashing out the way he did. You gonna swing at me, call me a pawn? First off, let's just be real.
He is a pawn.
Even if you feel that way, that is your opinion, right? You have the freedom to say that. But because you have the freedom to say that, I have the freedom to light your ass up.
You do.
You said that.
You
so
do.
What's wrong? So he was teaching him a life lesson that
That's
if
how
you
you
say
teach
something,
that's how you teach. Go ahead.
If you say something, right, you can be retorted, my nigga, and you could be ridiculed.
Right.
That's all it was. He was just showing him like, yo, you went here, I'm gonna take your words and put you over here and make you look stupid.
Right. And then when Kanye say, Mr. Funny Man, when I see you, I'm gonna beat your ass. Then don't be sitting up there trying to stay on jokes.
Have you seen that nigga shoes? I don't know if they got grip, bro. I don't know if you want that smoke.
Y'all think DL go put hands on Kanye? Are you serious?
I don't think Kanye's gonna put hands on anybody. I'm just being real.
Okay. If DL and Kanye had a fight,
it ain't gonna happen. It's like if Superman and Goku had a fight, you know, who would win? Like ain't nobody. It's not
Superman and Goku ain't talking about each other, baby mama, or talking about each other.
Ain't nobody doing. There's entirely too much money to be
first of all and
to be lost.
First of all, DL too old to be fighting anybody, so he ain't fighting nobody. That's why I don't even know why he made that statement that if it wasn't my daughter, then I would be doing something. Come on, bro, you shouldn't even said that. But the thing about it is, I don't have a problem that you said that. The thing about it is, DL, you have more of a chance to run it into Kanye. You could tell him that yourself. You don't have to go on no social media, because we don't know how Kanye communicate offline. We're only going off what we see online, and that's the problem with people, because they take a little piece of information, just like the brain does. It takes a little piece of information and it fills in the gaps for itself, whether it's true or not. And so that's what we don't know, how Kanye communicate with these fools offline, and we just see little remnants of it online.
But you're the story though, and DL gets paid to give his opinion.
Okay.
So you can't get mad when somebody is getting paid to give their opinion, and now all of a sudden you get sensitive about it.
That's like wanting to fight Skip Bayless every time he says you had a bad game.
LeBron would be pissed off. LeBron would be on site fucking up Skip Bayless.
Man, LeBron probably want to fight Skip Bayless right now. Y'all don't know.
Yeah, but he don't do it. He got all the opportunity to do it.
No, and like I said, I'm not trying to say the way Kanye move is always right and all that other stuff. And you're right. When you're in the public eye, you're open to public ridicule. I get it. But don't sit there and say Kanye crazy when he respond the way he does. Let them both just do what they do.
Kanye crazy. I just say Kanye being emotional.
I just feel like this. Everybody and their mama has had an opinion about Kanye. Kanye will spend all his damn day talking about people. Like, you know how when somebody, he's just choosing the one person that laughed, and then he's like, oh, well, I'm gonna talk about you. But then he chose the wrong person to talk about. Like DL still can talk shit. Still, words. What? Right. I don't know. Words don't hurt nobody. So if somebody has an opinion on how you've been moving, then that's just that. It's their opinion.
No, yeah, for sure. And he right. He can handle it however he wants to, just like Kanye can respond the way he wants to.
Yeah. Gentlemen, I think we all hit some good points on this. This went over a little bit longer than what I thought it, man. This was a hilarious. Bruh, at the end of the day, bruh, all these niggas too rich for my blood, man. Y'all be safe. God bless. This has been Squad Goals, and we going home. Peace.
All right.